Alright guys, you can see my blinkers are not doing too well. These are the stock Africa Twin blinkers. I'm going to install some new ones. I'm going to remove all of this stuff because it is not a good look. Buy some new ones and they look like this. It's not exactly the look I was going to go for because I wanted to keep it a little bit stock looking. You know, it's kind of cool having the stock blinkers, but we're going to be installing these new LED blinkers on the Africa Twin. Should be a pretty good install, and you know, I don't know what happens here, but the rubber just seems to break often. So let's pull this out. Let's go ahead and just pull this. You're going to see that the entire thing is crumbling. They held for a while, but of course, it only lasts for a bit. But you're gonna see, look at that, this is the plastic. Just completely disintegrated. 14 millimeter. It has to be an open wrench. Everything made out of oil just kind of breaks around this area sometimes. So we'll make a cut here, pull out the wire through the back. We'll make a cut here, pull out the wire through the back. Yeah, I think that might be the easiest thing. There we go. Pull all of this crud out. And now I'm gonna see if I can push the wire through the back. It's extremely tight, Jesus. Man, that's really disgusting. I feel bad I haven't done that great of maintenance to this bike. Jeez. And there we go. So that's the nut, and then this. Everything is just completely busted up, so no point of keeping it. This is just to find the wires for the blinkers. I like to do one at a time. I'm going to cut this and just expose the stock. It's in really bad, this one's in really bad shape. I mean, I don't even need to remove this. Just cut it. The fact that the blinkers are going to be here, so I'm going to remove this plastic side. Remove that, push it up. The fact that this is the blinkers right here, using the existing wires. Right, let's cut this blinker and it's off. Fish this line through the back. This is going to make it easier to remove this bolt. Just going to keep them around for a bit. So let's go ahead and strip a little bit of these wires. There we go. There we go. There's the wire exposed. This is the blinkers I got. They're a little bit longer. You should be able to see them. And of course, these LEDs are much brighter than the regular bulbs. So, and also they use less current. And I should replace the headlights because this bike is using quite a bit of the, like it's got a problem with over voltage and heating up the wires. So I might replace the headlights as well, but I think this is going to look good. I don't have a connection for these blinkers, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut these and I'm going to put new connectors in there. There we go. And now we're gonna expose the wires. There we go. There's the wires exposed. Not a great just kind of pull on it. See, it's too loose. Yeah, I don't have a crimper, the proper way of doing it. So I'm going to put this piece of plastic here, the rubber, see if I can squeeze it in. But I'll be putting tape anyway. I'll just put red to red. Okay, and there we go. All four are ready. Now we have to get the wires on the bike ready. And so I'm going to take electrical tape and isolate all of these wires. Just like at the edges, I still want to be able to see the color. I'm going to put all the wires. Now there's the blinker. And now we are going to be fitting our nut through the wires of the blinker. And just kind of run this through. See, I should have done this afterwards. So now at least I know. It's a little bit on the tricky side getting the wire through the nut. Maybe install it first and then do it on the bike, but I prefer this. So here we go. So the nut is on there. And now I'm just going to hand tighten these bolts. It is nice to have a crimper. Then of course, get some tape on here and isolate that. So we're going to connect this. 1 and 2. And now we're going to turn on the bike and see if it turns on. As you can tell, it is quite fast, but it's also because we don't have the other blinkers in. You need a relay in order to signal the way it should. But for right now, I'm pretty happy with this. We're going to do the other side using another blinker. Yeah, it really should have a washer. I don't know why they don't include that. So I'm just going to hold it down for a second while I get this through. It is a little bit of a tight fit once you have the wires. That's why I don't put the tape just yet. So I'm just going to, and I haven't tightened the other one either. This should be a 14 millimeter as well. Yeah, this one's not working, so that's interesting. But the other one is. This is the front left. We're going to expose the wires, put the connectors. Don't look too good having that, but that will work. Just going to fit it right through there. You just need one to kind of hold it in place. There we go. Kind of pushes it out a little bit more, so at least that's good. Now I'm going to thread. So I'm just going to cut this blinker off because it is completely done. That's the easiest. It's a decent blinker, aftermarket. It worked. There goes the wire. Actually, this whole thing will come out like that. And I'm going to fit the nut through here first, and then through this one, a little tight, but it'll go. Just don't force it too much. And here we go. And now this should, and then of course we'll tighten this down to the appropriate torque settings. Right there. Blinker, the only thing was this connector was not touching the metal. So now we're going to fix that by putting in a new connector. I cut the wire just a little bit longer. So now I should be able to kind of thread it in there and just recrimp it. And we do have a problem with the blinkers. So the blinkers, they're great. They're on there, they're hooked up properly. But the turn signals, when you turn anything, they just all four start going because you need some sort of diodes in the connectors in order for this to work. So I need to order those and then I'll put them in, and this is going to be working extremely well. You know, I did all the electrical stuff. I put in a new wiring fix. It seems to not even be heating up, but also the blinkers are working, and the way I got them to work was apparently there's a circuit in the front which is the turn signal. If you disconnect the turn signal bulb, pull it out as I did, the blinkers will work. It's not an exact fix. The other fix is getting diodes that will connect to each of the turn signals so they emit the right amount of energy, because apparently when you turn on the turn signals, both the turn signals work, all of them. So it looks like a four-way hazard type of thing that is happening. But that's a very common thing. The way to quickly fix it, pull out that bulb and they will work, because there's like some sort of circuit in the front that's grounded. So you would have to remove that, and there's a whole process. Also, if you want the blinkers to pulsate at the normal rate, you need a relay. So I don't have that, so they do blink a little bit faster. But I'm kind of happy with it. I think it looks much more contemporary, and you still see it from the front, so that's perfect. Next up is getting H4 LED bulbs. That way I don't spend as much on lighting, because I think that's stressing my electrical system. So let's go for a ride.